Hey everyone, it's Jake with Lax Weekly, and today we're going to break down a clip from Bryan Costabile at Notre Dame. Last year, he was named a first-team All-American, and he is easily one of the best midfielders in college lacrosse. I was watching some film on him the other day and came across this really great play that I want to explore with you further. Before we get started though, if you're a lacrosse player who's really looking to get better, I have a free email newsletter that I send out every Tuesday where I have exclusive film breakdowns, tips, and drills that will accelerate your growth. The goal of Lax Weekly is to help anyone and everyone become great at this sport that I love so much, so I'll leave a link in the description where you can go subscribe now. So I'm gonna play the clip for you first and then we'll talk about it, so don't worry about missing it. This is a textbook midfield dodge, and I love everything about it. If you're a young midfielder, I'd highly recommend taking notes and re-watching this clip. We can break this dodge down into 3 parts. Part 1 is where he squares his defender up and makes a hard split dodge towards the right side of the field. Part 2 is where he uses his shoulder to seal his defender and create separation to get his hands free for a shot. Part 3 is the shot and score. So let's look at each part more closely. In part 1, he gives himself a lot of space and squares up his defender. This means that he and the defender are parallel with each other. This is exactly what you want to do as an offensive player, because if your defender is parallel to you, you give yourself the option to go left or right. Usually defenders try to approach you and push you one way, but Costabile has his defender in a vulnerable position. And then he makes a really nice move here. Notice how he plants with his left foot and then really explodes with his right foot. It's almost like a crossover move in basketball. He's really selling to his defender like he's going to the left and then goes right. Now for part 2, which is the most important part of the dodge. Now Costabile has his defender beat. He does a great job of using his shoulder to continue to cut off his defender, so there's no way the defender can check the ball out of his stick. He almost uses the defender pushing against him as a spring to create separation. Some lacrosse players are afraid of making contact with their defender, but Costabile does a great job of embracing this contact and using his shoulder to make a strong move. And now for part 3, the shot. This is a textbook shot on the run. Every midfielder should take note of his form. Notice how his hands are stretched really far back, which allows him to generate the velocity needed on this shot. Make sure you keep your hands back when you shoot. I know I really struggled with this. Coaches have a term called alligator arms, which is when players kind of keep their hands in, and you do not want to do that. Also, Costabile does a nice job of finishing on the opposite side of his body when he shoots, which is exactly what you want to do. Like I said, I'd love for you to join the Lax Weekly email newsletter. That was a complete film breakdown from Bryan Costabile that really impressed me a lot. Please let me know if you have any questions or who you want to see next, and have a great day.